What's up, everybody? This is the Nabi back again. I know it's been a minute, but I'm back to put this warning out because even for my next trip, and think about this, I got friends in the community and stuff, right? Um, and I do things within the community, but I have friends I can trust. But even with this, brothers got to beware of traveling to Colombia because unfortunately the simps went there and effed everything up in ways that you can't even imagine. All right. The simps went there following other content creators who posed as so-called passport bros, but weren't in any sense of the word passport bros. And so they went there to play, and being unaware of the culture and everything, they messed a lot of things up. All right. So let me greet everybody. Havorden hardu gudag ola oitrebein vasis los bonjour mes amis. Quero bawini konnichiwa. Ni hao ma sani banani jumbo herbarigani. Assalamu alaikum and shalom. All right. So basically, this is what's going on here. Y'all know I haven't been here for a minute, but I've been paying attention to things that's been going on TikTok and everything. And at first, this devil's breath or scopolamine, it was a thing that primarily happened to people going to Medellin. But now this has expanded to Cartagena. And mainly it's the Caucasian persuasion coming from out of Europe that's getting caught up the most in this. But brothers, you got to be aware of yourself, and y'all better be in some brotherhood that is not a part of no content creators, but just serious brothers that travel and that care about the life and well-being of children and other brothers. And I mentioned children because most brothers agree that you shouldn't create harm to children, but a lot of B-dubs will harm children for their own favor. This is why they use them as checks against the father. They manipulate them, this, that, and the other, right? You shouldn't support any brother that support that, and any brother that support that, whether they travel or not, they're not going to have your back either. All right, because if they're not going to stick their necks out for what's going on with our children, they're not going to stick their necks out for other dudes, and they're the main ones getting caught up doing things that's risky, right? This devil's breath, what you see is the plant, and this is a very risky thing. And it's a thing now in Cartagena, and basically wherever you have a lot of unruly and just unwitty travelers, these women are coming there in groups. Okay, so basically, all right, this is a alerts in Medellin, and now it's made its way to Cartagena, and this is because as a tourist spot, the minions of these single B dub moms have decided to follow the passport bros, and then say they're one, not even understand that the passport bros were going someplace to learn the culture and get along, right? Perhaps find a wife. And this is still something that's easier in Colombia, even under these circumstances, than it is in the United States, being that there's not a viable option for a dude that's under 6 feet, even though he might have his finances together or anything. If you're under 6 feet, that's a disqualifier in the United States, but not anywhere else in the world. And this is regardless of the height of the woman. Anywhere else in the world, the only one that has a height requirement is the United States women, even if they're 5'2". All right. And so with the mass travel coming, they are now witnessing that there's a lot of simps, manginas, and other kind of dudes who are traveling, following behind the passport bros. All right. And because of their unawareness. Understand, now anybody could be a target. So you got to be truly aware of where you're going. All right. And so what's going on now is that this female population here, they think that they got you. Why? Because they do got a lot of dudes, and they're playing the numbers. They're looking for the people that's unaware. They're looking for the people who are dating on certain apps online. And we'll get to the dating apps in another video, because I gotta update you on that. And so what's happening is these women are setting up in groups and they're going after dudes, right? Now, I'm going to point out something. The background and culture that's doing this. And the other thing I'm going to point out is a lot of these women in Colombia, on these streets, they're not Colombians. Let me repeat that. A lot of these women inside of Colombia on these streets are not Colombian. And as you know, when I go to Colombia, I primarily stay in Barranquilla. And there's a brother that got set up in Santa Marta, and it's all over the beach towns and stuff like that. And so you got to really be aware. You got to really, really be aware. And your best protection is going to be hotels. All you people that is going and using Airbnb, you're going to kind of be on your own. Your best protection is going to be hotels, and I mean major chain hotels. And they're going to be strict. They're going to be strict about the ID. If the hotels don't accept the ID of the woman, then you should tell her, yeah, we can't do nothing. We can't date. Okay. And so a lot of dudes is getting caught up in this haze because when these red flags come that the women can't get in a hotel, the guys who are in just such lust to get at these women then goes to another place. And this is when they call over a friend. Never trust a woman that wants you to meet with her friend. Never trust a woman that you haven't met yet and she want to kick it, you and her friend. Now me, when I go to Cartegena, I have protection because I have friends, female friends, the ladies that braid my hair that will get after somebody behind me because of what I do for the community. All right. And these are women that don't play. And so I have that luxury because I built that relationship for a while now. And so basically, if you're just going as a tourist, I recommend I recommend that you trust the security of the hotel. And if the hotel say that the ID ain't good enough, then you should let that woman go. Take her right back where you got it. Don't drink anything, don't eat anything, and be on about your business. All right? Because they're doing this in groups. Now, let me tell you something. This woman right here, this is the woman that got the Secret Service set up. Remember the Secret Service detail a little while back? All right, think about it. Because they about the business. They about their business. They're about the hustle, right? A lot of these women that are about the hustle, they ain't looking for anything good. So, if you're not looking for if you're looking for something good, you should kick them to the curb. All right, kick them to the curb. The thing is, don't trust any woman that's in a group. Don't trust any woman that's with her and her friends. Don't trust any of those women. You can't trust the police either. The police will not act in your behalf in line with this. All right. Colombia is still a beautiful place. This is why I go back and forth, right? But then I built a relationship with people um, in Colombia. So I have understand relative safety. I definitely have the safety of those that I know in the hotels who have my back. All right. And so because of the nature of what I do, donating things to the children and stuff like that, a lot of the good people watch my back and they give me that extra added protection even from what I may not know, right? A lot of dudes are falling in these traps because when they bring these women to the hotel and they don't have the proper ID and the hotel rejects them, right? These men then say, well, we'll go someplace else. That's the wrong move, Joe. If the hotel rejects them, if they don't have the right paperwork, you need to leave them alone. Let me repeat that again. If the hotel rejects them because they do not have the right paperwork, the right ID, you need to leave them alone. Leave them alone. Because remember, like I said the first time, and I'll repeat it, a lot of these women in Colombia, out in these streets in Colombia, they're not Colombians. Understand this. They're not Colombians. A lot of them are Venezuelans. Then a lot more maybe Honduran, Ecuadorians. All right. You don't know where they're from. All right. I have a lot of good to say about Colombian women, but all these women in these streets that you see in Cartagena right now, they heard about the simps coming through, and a lot of them are not Colombian. Oh, and I will say this, brush up on your Spanish. Your Spanish will keep you from getting in a lot of trouble. And the better you speak Spanish, right? Especially amongst your friends, the better you speak Spanish, the better off you are. With that said, y'all, I'm out.